That's Chase the squirrel. You know, people see this Lone Star String Band. People see the instrumentation. They say, "Oh, that's a bluegrass band." And as Tom said, bluegrass music really didn't kick in until the 1940s. Bill Monroe created bluegrass music. Before that time, for about 150 years before that, this is pretty much what rural America listened to. Before World War I, 85% of Americans lived on farms, and their access to music was pretty much limited to what they could create themselves. This was pretty much common instrumentation. This is kind of where the music that we play came from. We don't write any of this stuff. I don't think anything that we play is any newer than about 1930. Most of the material we pick up are from old recordings. What was the movie, Old Brother, Where Art Thou? Did you ever see that movie? That was a golden era of what they call string band recordings. Country western hadn't really been created. Bluegrass hadn't been created. They weren't really sure what to call it. I think they ended up referring to it as rural music. Even folk music didn't set real well. Yeah, because back in the 30s, just the word folk kind of denoted
commies.
Yeah, had a connotation that they shied away from. Let's see. We've got
that old kitty cat song.
You ever heard of Uncle Dave Macon? Uncle Dave Macon was a banjo player, big star back in his day, such as it was. This was one of his songs. It's called Old Gray Cat on the Tennessee Farm. Farming in the valley of the Tennessee Hill. The big cat spit in the little kitten's eye. Little cat, don't you cry. I do love liquor and we'll all take a dram. I'm gonna tell you, pretty Polly Ann. Wheat's in the bin. Big cat spit in a little kitten's eye. Little cat, don't you cry. I do love liquor and we'll all take a dram. I'm gonna tell you, pretty Polly Ann. Wagons in the shed, porters in the yard, meat and smokehouse. You're a big tub of lard. Big cat spit in a little kitten's eye. Little cat, don't you cry. Do love liquor and we'll all take a dram. I'm gonna tell you, pretty Polly Ann. Cheese in the board, big sack of coffee and sugar in the gourd. Big cat spit in a little kitten's eye. Little cat, don't you cry. Do love liquor and we'll all take a dram. I'm gonna tell you, pretty Polly Ann. Horses in the stable, money's in the pocket, babies in the cradle, and pretty girl to rock it. Big cat spit in a little kitten's eye. Little cat, don't you cry. Do love liquor and we'll all take a dram. I'm gonna tell you, pretty Polly Ann. cat's bit in a little kitten's eye. Little cat, don't you cry. Do love liquor and we'll all take a dram. I'm gonna tell you, pretty Pollyanna. Big cat spit in a little kitten's eye.
Thank y'all.
Well, let me introduce the guys in the band. This is Uncle Dean Barber, right over here. Dean just got back from an extended tour of Europe. He was in France and participated in the Tour des Fat.
I did.
This is Travis Brink over here on guitar, and I'm Ernie Taft. And right now we're going to do. I tell you, this next song we're going to do is without question one of my favorite tunes of all time. What are we going to play?
I don't know. Let's do East Virginia.
All right. All right.
I was born in East Virginia, North Carolina, I did go. There I courted a fair young maiden, but her age I did not know. Oh, her hair was dark and curly, and her cheeks a rosy red. On her breast she wore a lily, where I longed to lay my head. Molly dear, well, ask your mother who my bride might ever be. She says no, come back and tell me, and I will run away with thee. No, I'll not go ask my mother. She lays on her bed of rest. In her hand she holds a dagger to kill the man I love the best. That'd be me, T-Rabbis. Ocean's deep, I can't wade in, and I have no wings to fly. I'll just get some blue-eyed boatman for to roll me over the tide. I'll go back to East Virginia, North Carolina ain't my home. I'll go back to East Virginia, leave old North Carolina alone. I don't want a greenback dollar. I don't want your watch and chain. All I want is your heart, darling. Say you take me back again. For you know, I'd like to see you. At my door, you're welcome in. My hearth, I'll always greet you, 'cause you're the girl I tried to win. Thank y'all. What a sweet one.
Don't usually like to introduce Dean as a banjo player because just the mention of the word banjo oftentimes brings out the worst in an audience.
It does.
People oftentimes take an instant dislike to the banjo because it saves time in the long run.
It does. It truly does.
But in fact, let's see. I think of some. What do you call a pretty girl on the arm of a banjo player? A tattoo. What do you call a banjo player in a three-piece suit?
I'm wearing two pieces, but go ahead.
A defendant.
What's the difference between a banjo and a Harley Davidson? You can tune a Harley Davidson.
I heard you could tune a banjo.
Yeah, well,
You
maybe
tune them with
that.
wire cutters.
Yeah, you sure can.
Well, you got to be real careful when you take Dean out in public. He's always had a troubled youth. When he was real young, he took a siphon hose to show and tell day. Okay, boys, what else we got?
Made sense at the time.
All night long.
All right, dude. We're gonna turn Travis loose on one call all night long.
I went down to the depot, looked upon the board. If a train ain't here, somewhere down the road. Somewhere down the road.
Way down the road.
Somewhere down the road.
Way down the road.
If a train ain't here, somewhere down the road. My mama said, then I'd have been sleeping in my feather bed. Me being young and foolish too, I left my home on account of you. On account of you.
On account of you.
On account of you.
On account of you.
I left my home on account of you. I'd rather be dead and in my grave than to be in this town being treated this way. Honey, all night long.
Honey, all night long.
Baby, all night long.
Baby, all night long.
From midnight on. Baby, all night long. I ain't got no woman, I ain't got no kin, ain't got nobody to be bothered with. Honey, all night long.
Honey, all night long.
Baby, all night long.
Baby, all night long.
From midnight on. Honey, all night long.
That's Travis Brink.
Thank you much.
Travis recently wore a wire to a family reunion. So has some trouble. Has some trouble
For good
pants.
reason. Way downtown.
All right. How about
I just got to remember the words. Here we go. Way downtown, fooling around, they took me to the jail. It's oh me, it's oh my, no one to go my bail. I wish I was over at my sweet Sally's house, sitting in that big armchair, one arm around my old banjo, and another one around my dear. Way downtown, fooling around, they took me to the jail. It's oh me, it's oh my, no one to go my bail. Well, it's one old shirt, it's all that I got, and $1 is all that I crave. I brought nothing with me into this old world, gonna take nothing to my grave. Way downtown, fooling around, they took me to the jail. It's oh me, it's oh my, ain't no one to go my way. Play it, Pappy. Play it again.
That's Dean Barber. This next one, it was recorded by the Binkley brothers back in, I think it was about 1928. It's called Give Me Back My 15 Cents.
Give me back my money.
Give me back my money.
Got that right.
Tennessee, I thought I'd learn to travel. Fell in love with a pretty little girl, and now I pay the devil. Give me back my 15 cents, give me back my money. Give me back my 15 cents, I'm going back home to Mammy. My gal last night, a pleasure I was seeking. Went to kiss her Mr. Mouth and found her nose a-leaking.
Yup.
Give me back my 15 cents, give me back my money. Give me back my 15 cents, I'm going back home to Mammy. Loved that gal and she loved me, I thought we'd live together. Lord to pray all night, and now I'm gone forever. Give me back my 15 cents, give me back my money. Give me back my 15 cents, I'm going back home to Mammy. I'll see my mother-in-law, I want to see my granny. Give me back my 15 cents, I'm going back home to Mammy. Give me back my 15 cents, give me back my money. Give me back my 15 cents, I'm going back home to Mammy. Give me back my 15 cents, give me back my money. Give me back my 15 cents, I'm going back home to Mammy.
Give it back.
Give me back my 15 cents. Well, we're going to do something here that has never been done on this stage before.
Probably never will again.
What does the term fiddling around mean to you guys? It means wasting time, doesn't it? And it really is. It's an old term. Back in farm days, you didn't have time to do anything but work that was going to keep the family alive throughout the next year. And there really wasn't much time to do things that weren't work related. Well, some people took up instruments and fiddles and such, and they referred to it as fiddling around. I thought it was wasting time. The time could be better spent chopping wood or so. And another old term is the term fiddlesticks. And I don't know if you know the origin of that term, but we're getting ready to show you. What does fiddlesticks mean, by the way? Nonsense, isn't it?
Which is about what you're going to see.
Silliness.
Coming from a banjo player.
Yeah, can you?
There used to be folks that do these with knitting needles. We're using wood dowels ourselves. We like the tone of these better.
Like you got that at a Chinese restaurant. Okay. That was pretty good.
Pass forward.
You oftentimes have people ask what's the difference between a violin and a fiddle, and it's the same instrument. It's the same instrument. The term is different. The word violin, came from the root word viol, from those same people that gave us running water, the Romans. So that's where the term violin originated. In Ireland, it was in Gaelic, it was referred to as an fiddle, and that's where the word fiddle came from. But essentially, the instrument is the same. The instruments I'm playing, although they're not a Stradivarius by any means, they're still the same thing, as pretty much the same thing that people in orchestras play. What is different about fiddles and about fiddling in general is that fiddlers throughout history have generally been pretty lazy individuals, and anything that makes life easier is something that we find attractive and appealing and alluring. And
You're saying they're ne'er-do-wells.
I would hesitate to go quite that far myself.
Well, I wouldn't. You know, the difference between a fiddle and a violin is when you're buying one, it's a fiddle. When you're selling one, it's a violin.
One of the differences in old-time music is old-time fiddlers will retune a fiddle to make it give it a different sound, and that's what we're doing now. This is for those of you that are really interested, it's an AE tuning rather than a GDA tuning, which we refer to as European tuning, straight tuning. But this is an old-timey cross-tune piece, an American piece, called 4:30.
It ain't. Hot fiddles. Good.
4:30. What a nice tune is that?
Lovely.
I'm going to play that old Going Across the Sea. That's a...
No?
Let's get greasy before we go across.
Let's do Greasy first.
That's an interesting old tune. You know, I had my mother-in-law used to tell me that I was her favorite of the son-in-laws, and that one day she was going to leave me a house and a lot. Well, she passed away, God bless her. She passed away here about 2 months ago, and I found out what that really meant was a dog house and a lot of pups.
She didn't like it.
This is a very strange song, and I can't really tell you the full meaning of the term "greasy coat," but suffice it to say, it's an odd little song.
drink and we don't smoke, we don't wear no greasy coat. We don't cuss, we don't chew, we don't kiss them girls that do.
Want to bet?
Well, tell your ma, tell your pa, tell that boy from Arkansas that we don't drink and we don't smoke, we don't wear no greasy coat.
Greasy coat.
Thank y'all. Now we ought to go across the sea.
Where do you think so?
I reckon.
You know, the problem, I was over in France recently, and
The tour
they
de
weren't-
fat.
Yeah, they weren't so bad, the folks. The problem is they got a different word for everything. All right.
Going across the sea, stay forevermore. Left my little darling standing in the door. Won't you come and go with me? Fly around my pretty little mess, going across the sea. Wind is howling low, wind is howling high. Come with me, my pretty little love, till the day I die. Won't you come and go with me? Fly around my pretty little mess, going across the sea. Won't you give a nickel, won't you give a dime? Won't you give a dollar bill to call your name as mine? Won't you come and go with me? Fly around my pretty little mess, going across the sea. I'm going across the sea, stay forevermore. Left my little darling standing in the door. Won't you come and go with me? Fly around my pretty little mess, going across the sea.
Lovely job. We played where was that we played? I guess it was a bar. I mean, and without exaggerating too much, you guys are really one of the more sober audiences we play for. No, we do a
And
lot
this
of
is
bar.
about the most sober we've ever been.
We play a lot of bars and breweries and a lot of historical places. Any place that'll have us, quite frankly.
Old John Brown.
We'll also do yard work, so, you know.
We were at a bar one time. We started to play this next tune. This next tune is called, it's an old fiddle tune, an old Tommy Gerald tune called John Brown's Dream. And I asked this house full of millennials, I said, anybody know who John Brown was? And nobody knew who John Brown was. It was hard to imagine, isn't that?
He's a buddy of yours, wasn't he?
Well, might as well have been. This is called John Brown's Dream.
Burn it up. Red dress on, I'm gonna get that, I'm gonna get that pretty little girl. Soon be time to cook and eat again. Come on, Lula, with your hog and your bread. Hot fiddling Pappy Taft.
John Brown's Dream. Well, the guys found out that my daughter used to call me Pappy, and they've not let go of that. So these guys, I'm Pappy Taft.
And always will.
Always will be. I read the other day that the average American man walks 900 miles per year and drinks 22 gallons of beer every year. which comes out to 41 miles per gallon, and that ain't shabby.
That ain't bad at all. That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Speaking of that, this is a tune called "Dance All Night with a Bottle in My Hand."
Lower.
And as I recollect, this was a lot of people have done this, but as I recollect, Git Tanner and the Skillet Lickers were credited with doing this one. Big band back in their day, out of Georgia.
Git is my co-pilot.
That's it.
Bottle in your hand, bottle in your hand. Dance all night, bottle in your hand. Just for a day, give the fiddler a dram. I've been gone, pretty little girl with a red dress on. She took it off and I put it on. In comes Sally with the big boots on. Sitting on the fence, ain't seen none of the jawbone since. Walked on home, Jenny came along. In comes Sally with the big boots on. Dance all night with a bottle in your hand, bottle in your hand, bottle in your hand. Dance all night with a bottle in your hand. Just for a day, give the fiddler a dram.
I had an Uncle Buck that showed up one time at the house, and he had both ears swathed in bandages. Couldn't help but ask him what happened. He says it was really stupid. I mean, I was ironing a shirt with a hot iron, and the phone rang, and I picked up the hot iron instead of the phone. And I said, well, yeah, that's just terrible. What happened to the other ear? And he says, well, they called back. This is,
Well, that's interesting.
uh-oh, we're in trouble now.
Is that about it?
If you see that gal of mine, tell her if you please. Next time she bakes some bread, roll up her dirty sleeve. Walking in my sleep, babe, walking in my sleep. Up and down that Dixie line, walking in my sleep. Pain in my fingers, pain in my toes, pain in my ankle bone, ain't gonna work no more. Walking in my sleep, babe, walking in my sleep. Up and down that Dixie line, walking in my sleep. Yonder comes my baby, how do you think I know? I can tell by her curly hair hanging down so low. Walking in my sleep, babe, walking in my sleep. Up and down that Dixie line, walking in my sleep. If you see that gal of mine, tell her if you please. Next time she bakes some bread, roll up her dirty sleeves. Walking in my sleep, babe, walking in my sleep. Up and down that Dixie line, walking in my sleep.
Hey, thank you very much.
Thank y'all.
You know, I went out the other day shopping for some, I was looking for some camouflage pants, but I could never find any.
Ouch.
This is another Binkley Brothers song. This is called They Smoke Behind the Clouds. My Betsy, and boy, she's strutting proud. She lives up on the mountain, they smoke behind the clouds.
Hey ho, my pretty little girl, all dressed up so fine. I took her to Chattanooga and the preacher made her mine.
Knoxville is a pretty place, Memphis is a beauty. You wanna see them big old gals?
Go to Chattanooga.
Hey ho, my pretty little girl, all dressed up so fine. I took her to Chattanooga and the preacher made her mine. My gal to meeting house, what do you think she done? She looked right in the preacher's face, chawing, chewing gum.
Hey ho, my pretty little girl, all dressed up so fine. I took her to Chattanooga and the preacher made her mine.
My pretty little girl, all dressed up so fine. I took her to Chattanooga and the preacher made her mine. They smoke behind the clouds.
Hello, Mountain Dew.
We could do some of that.
All right.
Are you using all that?
All this?
All that? You using all of it?
Every square inch.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You know, I learned the other day that no matter how far you push the envelope, it's still stationary.
That's my favorite joke you tell.
I don't get it. Down the road from me, there's an old hollow tree where it laid down $1 or $2. Come round the bend, and I come back again, and there's a jug full of good old Mountain Dew. They call it that good old Mountain Dew, and them that refuse it are few. I hush up my mug, fill up my jug, that good old Mountain Dew. That's right. Anybody got some?
got a still on the hill where it rolls off a gallon or two. Buzzards in the sky get so drunk they can't fly from smelling that good old Mountain Dew. They call it that good old Mountain Dew. And them that refuse it are few. I hush up my mug and fill up my jug with that good old Mountain Dew. Well, the preacher came by with his head hoisted high, said his wife had come down with the flu. And he thought that I ought just to sell him a quart of that good old Mountain Dew. They call it that good old Mountain Dew. And them that refuse it are few. I hush up my mug, fill up my jug with that good old Mountain Dew. Let's get some. Well, my Uncle Nort, he's sawed off and short. He measures something like 4'2". But he thinks he's a giant when you hand him a pint of that good old Mountain Dew. They call it that good old Mountain Dew. And them that refuse it are few. I hush up my mug, fill up my jug with that good old Mountain Dew. Down the road from me, there's an old hollow tree where you lay down $1 or $2. You go around the bend and then you come back again, and there's a jug full of good old Mountain Dew just waiting for you. And call it that good old Mountain Dew. And them that refuse it are few. I hush up my mug, fill up my jug with that good old Mountain Dew. Play it, Pappy. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now, Travis hails from Wisconsin, I think. Where is it?
Born and raised right here.
Well, that's what he says. He tells other people Wisconsin. I didn't think you're local. But
I've never even heard of Wisconsin.
yeah.
They make cheese there.
Is it?
And-
Is
and
there an
cheese
Eastconsin?
And Dean comes from Indiana.
That's a lie. That is.
I, on the other hand, was born and raised right over there in Fort Worth. I
Tell us
spent
where is Fort Worth?
spent my career working in Dallas, and I never tired of hearing people talk about the difference between people in Fort Worth and the people in Dallas. For God's sake, it's only 30 miles apart. How different can people be? But you always hear people talk about the difference in those folks. But there is one truism that all those years of being in Fort Worth and being in Dallas, I did learn a truism. And one is that people in people in Fort Worth hate to go to Dallas. They literally hate coming to Dallas. And people in Dallas aren't really sure where Fort Worth is. That's absolutely true.
I think we played there once, didn't we?
Waltz or something else? Black Crow?
Black's Curve, yeah. Here's a lovely song. Black as Crow.
I tear up every time I hear you play it.
As time draws near, my dearest dear, when you and I must part, how little you know of the grief and woe in my poor aching heart. 'Tis but I'd suffer for your sake. Believe me, dear, it's true. I wish that you were staying here, or I was going with you. I wish my breast was made of glass, wherein you might behold upon my heart your name lies wrote in letters made of gold, in letters made of gold, my love. Believe me when I say you are the one that I will adore until my dying day. The blackest crow that ever flew would surely turn to white if ever I prove false to you. Bright day would turn to night, bright day would turn to night, my love. The elements would mourn if ever I prove false to you. The seas would rage and burn. Thank y'all very much. It's Blackest Crow.
Sure. Boats up the river? Yeah, we'll do it. I mean, it's been a while since I've done that one. Oh, yeah, I remember that one. We used to do that, didn't we?
Boats up the river won't come down. Tell by the way she is coming. Alabama bound, Alabama bound, boys, Alabama bound. Tell by the way she is coming. Alabama bound.
just one thing troubles my mind. It's that old Waterbury, and she won't keep time. Won't keep time, boys, won't keep time. It's that old Waterbury, and she won't keep time. Was whiskey and I was a duck, I'd dive to the bottom and I'd never come up. I'd never come up, boys, never come up. I'd dive to the bottom, Lord, I'd never come up. Whiskey, and I ain't no duck, so I'll play Jack of Diamonds. Rely on my luck, rely on my luck, boys, rely on my luck. I'll play Jack of Diamonds, rely on my luck. I'm going down the river, take my rocking chair. If the blues don't overtake me, rock away from there. Rock away from there, boys, rock away from there. If the blues don't overtake me, rock away from there. Boats up the river won't come down. Tell by the way she is coming. Alabama bound, Alabama bound, boys, Alabama bound. Tell by the way she is coming. Alabama bound.
Well, we're starting to exceed our time limit that's been provided to us. Hey, we appreciate having the opportunity to come out and play at the Allen Library. Always enjoy being out here, and you guys always make such a great audience. Thank you very, very much for your hospitality and for your acceptance of the banjo.
Well,
Especially that.
especially that. Crow black
Okay,
chicken.
going out with Crow Black Chicken.
Went up on the mountain to give my horn a blow. Thought I heard some pretty gal say, yonder comes my bow. Crow black chicken, crow for days. Crow black chicken, fly away. Crow black chicken, crow for days. I like chicken pie. Chicken crow for midnight, chicken crow for days. Long come a hoot out, whoo, throw my chicken away. Crow chicken, crow for days. Crow chicken, fly away. Crow chicken, crow for days. I like chicken pie. midnight chicken coke days. Long come a Ford pickup truck, knock my chicken away.
Croak, chicken, croak for days. Croak, chicken, fly away. Croak, chicken, croak for days. I like chicken pie.
Hardest work that ever I done was plowing the field of rye. Easiest work that ever I done was eating that chicken pie.
Croak like chicken, croak for days. Croak like chicken, fly away. Croak like chicken, croak for days. I like chicken pie.
Hey, thank you guys very, very much.
very much.
God bless each and every one of you. We'll see you again.